These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer.
This podcast is supported by Nurtec ODT, Rimegepant. We know you didn't ask for an interruption, but migraine doesn't wait for the right moment to interrupt either. It just barges in, takes your time, and throws everything off. So when migraine takes your time, take Nurtec. It's for the acute treatment of migraine with or without aura in adults. Nurtec can provide pain relief in 2 hours, which can last up to 2 days. Ask your healthcare provider if Nurtec is right for you because your time is for you, not migraine. Don't take if allergic to Nurtec ODT. Allergic reactions can occur even days after use. Get help right away for trouble breathing, rash, swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or throat. High blood pressure and Raynaud syndrome can occur. Get help for high blood pressure, numbness, coolness, pain, or color changes in fingers and toes. Common side effect is nausea. For full prescribing information, call 1-833-4-NURTEC or visit Nurtec.com. All right, back to your podcast, playlist, or whatever's keeping you going today.
Courage. I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Hey, weirdos. I'm Alaina.
I'm Ash.
And this is a morbid bonus episode.
It's a motherfucking bonus. Before we get into it, might I say, your hair has such a good swoop right now.
Oh, thank you.
I just noticed the swoopage that your hair has.
It just did it.
And I said, wow.
Sometimes it falls into a good swoop, and sometimes it falls into a swoop that makes me look crazy.
No, that's a great swoop.
Thank you.
You're giving Patricia actual.
Oh, that's a swoop.
That's a nice swoop.
That's a swoop-a-loop.
That's a swoop. There it is.
I'm into it. And you know what we're going to be covering today, everybody?
Eclipse. We're going to do it. I'm excited. This is, I think, my least favorite of the 5 movies.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
But there's fun parts of this.
There is. Oh, yeah. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But before we get into that really, really quick, go check out my socials really quick. I mentioned it on the last Morbid episode, but if you have been looking to pre-order a signed copy of The Butcher Legacy, because I know some people were looking for some signed copies because they were gone at Barnes & Noble, go check out my socials because I partnered with Premier Collectibles and I signed a bunch more book plates that we're going to be putting on The Butcher Legacy. And you can go snatch them up right now. It's a limited quantity, not quality. It's
high quality.
Very high quality.
I've seen them happen. They're super high quality.
But they're limited quantity of them. So go grab them, pre-order your signed copy of The Butcher Legacy. I signed them in the Pod Lab with my hands. They are signed. Or you can go to premiercollectibles.com/butcher. And the link will be in our bio on our socials.
Hell yeah.
So go do that. And, I'll keep signing as much as I can.
She better.
You know, I'll keep doing it. As long as you guys want it, I'll do it. So,
I mean, what more can you ask for, people?
I'm saying. But now, Eclipse.
Into the show.
Let's fucking talk about this. God, I reread the book
In one day.
in like a day and a half, I would say.
Okay. Okay.
I like speed read, like it wasn't a full let me envelop myself in this world kind
That's
of
probably
read.
good.
But actually it's behind me and I need it for reference.
When I tell you, this bitch has a copy of Eclipse that is full of little Post-it notes.
I do. We should post this.
Yeah, we absolutely should with the bonus. That's insane.
Yeah, I got into it. So,
I just have a Google Doc like a normal person.
Yeah, I got one of those too. But so we got this. The book is a wild ride, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I think the characters in the book are so much worse than they are in the movie.
They are, and I feel like that goes throughout the series.
Yeah.
Not all the characters, but
No, not all of them.
and we'll get into this for sure. But Charlie is fucking terrible in the book.
And Jacob, I would say, is worse.
Yeah, he might be a little worse. Yeah, he actually is.
He's still. I mean, he's pretty bad in the movie. Like
he is
as a
in this
human.
movie. Like let's
get into it.
Let's get into it. Well, first of all, let me tell you. So this book came out August 7th, 2007, the Eclipse book.
God, I was 11.
Holy shit. I was out of high school.
You were 21.
Yep. And the movie came out June 24th, 2010.
Okay.
So just to give you some kind of idea on that. I also looked up the box office because I was really interested to see at this point what the box office was doing.
Yeah.
Eclipse actually is the highest grossing film of the series
Really?
domestically. Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess it was made for the budget was 68.5 million.
Oh, wow.
It made 760 million worldwide.
Holy shit.
So they made back that budget.
I would say so.
Yeah,
and
they
then
did
some.
that.
That's crazy. I don't think I saw this one in theaters.
I
I can't remember though.
cannot remember.
Yeah, for some reason I can't. I think I watched it like when it came to like on demand.
Yeah.
Remember
I
On
can't
Demand?
remember on demand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I know we together saw one of the Breaking Dawns in theaters.
Yeah.
I think it was the first one.
Yeah, we definitely saw at least one of them.
Yeah.
But you know what? In this one, I have to say, it's shocking. Like the character, because Edward has like weird character growth.
But also he like falls back.
Well, and Jacob just tumbles backwards. Like he devolves in a way I
Slingshots.
can't even. I feel like it's a cat. I know she didn't mean to. She says, but Stephanie Meyer, but it's like a character assassination of Jacob.
I fully think so. Because you and I were talking about it like before we started recording this. And in part 2, you understand Jacob. Like he could be a little much for sure with like his feelings for Bella, but like he's rightfully angry at Edward for abandoning her in the woods, which is crazy.
Absolutely.
And you know, they're growing, they're hanging out all the time.
They seem to have feelings for each other.
Yeah,
you know?
so you can, and then like, you know, Edward comes back or like she goes to get Edward and he's like, what the fuck? And he's like rightfully angry. He doesn't make like the best choices.
Yeah.
But then in this one, he just assaults Bella.
He loses his goddamn
times.
mind.
Yeah.
He loses his goddamn mind in this one.
Yeah.
And he's like snarky as fuck in this one.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work because like Jacob, he has like a little
Edge.
He's a werewolf. So I guess like, you know, he's got a little something to him there, like a little edge. Like, but like it's not charming.
Well, that's the thing. It's not like a sexy edge.
Yeah,
it's like you're a douchebag edge.
Like I'm genuinely worried about my safety kind of edge, and that's not where you want to be.
It's just like beyond an edge.
Yeah, but Edward, I gotta say, because like in the first 2 books and then the first 2 movies, Edward is
weird.
Not great, guys. Like when I was first reading this, I remember being like, "Oh my god, vampire!"
Oh yeah,
and
all
even
of
now,
us.
I'm like, "Oh my god, vampire!" But now I'm just kind of like, "Wow, you're like really controlling." Yeah. And you also treat Bella like she's like a tiny baby child. And
well,
doesn't
everybody
know
does.
anything.
Like I've said it the last couple that we've done of these. Bella is so baby girl coded.
She's so baby girl coded.
It's like, oh my
like he
God.
has to explain things to her.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you just don't get it because you're just like a little girl.
Well, and also like while we're talking about that, I saw a lot of people saying, because I was just like reading online forums and stuff, Alice is very similar to Edward in that way. They make it seem like her and Bella are like bestie girls.
Yep.
But a lot of times she's kind of manipulating, or not even kind of, just like straight up manipulating Bella into Edward's every whim.
Yeah.
Like, he offers her a Porsche to kidnap Bella so that she doesn't go see Jacob in the book.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? And
What?
she also, in like, obviously I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I know in the movie it kind of ends with like they're gonna get married and la-di-da-do, and Alice is gonna plan the whole thing. Alice like kind of forces Bella into letting her plan the whole thing in the book.
Yeah.
And it's
she
like,
definitely does.
okay.
And she steps in a lot and is like, and it's like, it's masked like you said as like, oh, we're just best friends, and I'm just like, this is who I am, and I just love doing this. But I'm sorry if like she keeps jumping in and being like, I got you this dress that you can wear for this thing,
right?
And you can look like this for this,
right?
And I think you should do that for that.
I'd be like,
and
I'm
like,
not your doll.
Just let me. And it's like she wants to plan all the parties, which it's like that on the surface, yeah, nice, cool. She's good at planning parties, like that's fine. But it's like, underneath that is like, I'm controlling everything. Yeah. And this is all mine.
Right.
And also, you're going to owe me.
Exactly.
Eventually. That's how I see it.
It's one thing for her to plan like the prom party or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I can't remember if it's the prom party or the graduation party that she throws. It honestly might
She
be
plans
too.
all of them.
But your wedding?
Yeah.
Like, you can have somebody help you plan that.
She plans her birthday, her wedding, her graduation party.
You got to plan a party, babe.
Yeah. Like, or at least give her the option to.
Exactly.
Like, no one really gives Bella the option to do anything.
No, they even tell her how she feels about them.
Oh, Jacob loves telling her how she feels.
That's what I'm saying.
And even Edward, it's like, who I'm saying has some growth here, but like by no means is perfect. It's like he doesn't listen to the fact that she's sitting there at one point, because like obviously the whole thing of this is like Bella's like super horned up
Bella
and just
wants
is like,
to
can we please just fuck? And Edward is like very against this,
because he's like, I'll kill you,
and he's like, I'll kill you, blah blah blah.
I'll lose control.
But then he's like, okay, when we're married, I want to wait until I'm married, and it's like,
but
well, I don't. That
gets
doesn't
to be
really
included
make
in
sense.
that decision too.
One, you like, and obviously you both have to like decide this, but when she's talking about it, she's basically saying, especially in the book, that like, she's like, I want to do this before I'm a vampire.
Which is
like,
fair.
I'm a human. I want to experience this as a human because I don't know who I'm going to be when I'm a vampire. I'm not going to be just this anymore. And he's like, yeah, like, no, you'll still be my Bella. And it's like, no, she didn't ask that. She didn't ask her what she will be to you. She wants to do, like, and you're just not listening to her.
Nobody listens
and
to
it's
her.
like, and obviously, again, she's not like she can force him to do it. Like, he gets a choice in this as well.
But they're not having a back and forth.
Yeah, it felt like he just wasn't when he just says, well, you'll always be my Bella. I was like, that's not the point.
Well, it's
buddy.
just like, it's literally just like, boop.
Yeah, like, it's just like, this isn't about you.
Yeah.
This is about her right now. Like, let her tell you how she's feeling here. And it's like, and then there's that like whole thing about like, you know, do you not trust that I'm going to turn you? I'm going to keep my promise. And like, and then he's like, how do I know that you're not going to get what you want and then refuse to marry me right away? And I was like, do you see how this is not a good relationship if you guys are questioning all this?
Do you see how you're 17 years old
Like,
and
what
you
the
might want to
fuck?
experience more of life?
But I do have to give it to Edward. When I say he had growth, like in this one, he starts kind of like we were saying before, he's like very like baby girl, and he still is. But in this one, he at least says several times that he trusts Bella's judgment.
Yeah.
And that if she feels like something is right or the right thing to do, he just has to trust her regardless of how he feels.
But it's only in certain aspects.
Yeah.
Because like I said, he literally offers Alice a Porsche to go kidnap Bella so that she doesn't make a choice that she wanted to make.
Exactly. But he is, honestly, I'll give him this. He is so fucking patient with the Jacob shit.
He is. In the movie, it starts right away, and she just hops on the back of Jacob's bike when he is like, okay, like let's go to the reservation and I'll tell you everything that Edward hasn't told you. It's like,
and just leaves him standing
I'm
there.
sorry,
Like,
I
damn.
can't imagine if my man's was Edward and I hopped on the back of somebody else's bike. My man's would not put up with that.
Especially
and I
not
wouldn't
your
expect
mortal
my man's
enemy.
to.
It's your mortal enemy.
That's crazy.
Like I was watching this on my my laptop this morning, and my girls were like sitting doing something like near me. And so they were kind of like every now and again looking over and being like, what is this? So I was
What the hell are you
explaining like the
watching?
very generalized version of like, this is what Twilight is. And so every once in a while, my oldest would look over, and at one point she saw like Bella and Edward interacting, and she saw it a couple of times. And at one point, after like the third time, she goes, they don't seem like they really like each other that much. And I was like, I know. Like she was like, they're just always like snapping at each other. Like that doesn't seem like a nice relationship.
Well, it's funny because like they are snapping at each other all the time, like as characters,
Yeah.
but like also just as two humans, they don't really have a lot of chemistry.
Which is insane because they were
they
together.
dated, yeah.
Like they were like madly in love, supposedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. And at one point, I was pretty proud because at like towards the end of it, all three of my girls agreed that they would pick neither.
That's good.
I was like, good
that's
for
the
you.
choice.
They were like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. And one of my middle was like, she was like, well, I don't really understand how she can pick either because they both hate each other.
Yeah.
And if you're friends with one and trying to like date the other, that won't work if they hate the other person. And I was like, you are more
Period.
logical than adults here are.
Also, like they're being raised so differently than we were because I was like,
yeah.
oh my god, you gotta pick Edward.
Oh
Fuck
my
Jacob. See you
god.
later.
Oh my god. I was like, don't pick either of these fools.
Yeah, no,
No, I was like, pick Charlie.
not Book Charlie.
Not Book Charlie.
You can pick Zaddy Charlie from
Holy
the movie,
shit,
but
not Book
Book
Charlie. Book Charlie. Like maybe we're going to be out of order here because we don't do these in like a narration. So
Yeah,
we'll
we're just
be out of
like
order.
shooting the shit.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Charlie literally is the worst. Let me open my book. Book Charlie is
How did you even organize?
an
that?
asshole on a way I can't even describe. I'm just gonna go through.
Just
you might need
17 post-its over
to,
here.
yeah, just like tons of.
Do you hear her
Post-its.
flicking through this?
You probably
Just
will.
flickety flick flick. Look at the flick of
Because
that.
I gotta
post-it.
find where I wrote "What the fuck, Charlie," because that's one of the things I wrote. I
Are you
said,
gonna read an excerpt?
"Here, hold on. What the fuck is this, Charlie?" That's what it says.
She did in fact write that.
Yeah. So in chapter 9 in the book, when I think he's talking about how like he wants her to call Jacob, he's like trying to push that whole thing. And she's kind of being like, no, I don't want to deal with this and like, get out of my business kind of thing. He's like, aren't you going to call him? And she's like, no. And she goes up the stairs and he says, and I quote, "That's not very attractive behavior, Bella. Forgiveness is divine."
Charlie. What?
I said, excuse me?
Numero uno, what a weird fucking thing to say to your daughter.
The day that I
not
hear
attractive
my husband
behavior?
tell one of my daughters that's not very attractive behavior
I'm not trying to be attractive.
is the day I light him on fire. Like that's insane. You just get rid of the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll come over. I'll help.
You can't save that. Like, why are you saying that to your daughter? First of
And
all,
forgiveness is divine.
forgiveness is divine.
You don't even
Shut
know
up.
what we're arguing about.
Shut the fuck up.
You're uninformed, my guy.
You're very uninformed. And I have more stupid Charlie shit in the book here.
well,
Let
because
me
even
find
when
it.
he is informed, he doesn't really give a shit.
Oh yeah, because I have another thing that just says Charlie in here. And this is in like in the 300s range. And it's after Jacob has forced himself on Bella kissing her.
Yeah.
And which we'll get to that because that whole scene in the book is even more upsetting.
Read that scene first, because I think you need to hear how it's described in the book before you hear Charlie's reaction.
All right, so let me get to the part in the book where
Not to direct you here. I'm like, hold on, backtrack.
Read that.
Because so even in the movie, just while you're looking for that, I'll go through it. Even in the movie, like he kisses her forcefully, and it's a lot in the movie. But in the book, it is a million times worse.
That's and in the movie, it happens so fast,
And it's like
still
kinda breezed
upsetting.
past.
But it's kind of like, but you're like, oh god, and she kind of pushes him away and is like, what the fuck,
And she
like
punches him.
Yeah. In the book, this is how it says the first kiss. This is what it says. So first she starts to object, but it was too late. He stopped her before she could even say the word no completely. And it says, his lips crushed mine, stopping my protest. He kissed me angrily, roughly, his other hand gripping tight around the back of my neck, making escape impossible.
Oh?
Yeah. I shoved against his chest with all my strength, but he didn't even seem to notice. And then she says, I grabbed at his face, trying to push it away, failing again. He seemed to notice this time, though, and it aggravated him. She's pushing him away, and it aggravated him. Ready for the next one? His lips forced mine open, and I could feel his hot breath in my mouth.
Ew, you motherfucker.
And then this is the part that really gets... So that is already... You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no consent. That's assault.
This one little paragraph is so upsetting because I know a lot of people and a lot of women...
Yup, have experienced
know
similar
this
things.
feeling right here.
Yup.
Acting on instinct, I let my hands drop to my side and shut down. I opened my eyes and didn't fight, didn't feel, just waited for him to stop. How is that even remotely romantic?
Before you even get to Charlie's reaction about that, I need to go to the archive that we always reference, Stephanie Meyer's archive.
Oh yeah, I
Where
love the archive.
There's FAQs about each book.
Yeah.
And this one is in Eclipse. One of the frequently asked questions is, what are characters' biggest mistakes in Eclipse or their tragic flaws? So she says Bella's is lack of self-knowledge. She never would have pursued her friendship with Jacob if she had realized how much more of a friendship than it really was, yada yada yada. And then Edward's, I think his was self-control, she said. Jacob doesn't have a tragic flaw, she writes.
Could have fooled me.
He has one goal and one hope. His goal is to save Bella's life. His hope is that he'll win her heart in the process. He fails at both. But that doesn't mean he regrets trying. If he could do it over again, he'd do the same thing.
Whoa.
Jacob couldn't live with himself if he didn't give saving Bella his best effort. He knows it's going to hurt when he loses, but he knows it would hurt worse if he didn't try. Does he do everything right? Heck no. I heard that, sister. But he's 16, she writes, and he's making it up as he goes along. Like, he should probably make it up better. Those who are upset by some of his tactics should consider his youth and the fact that he is, after all, right. Bella's in love with him. In the end, it's truly healthier for her to be aware of this as she goes forward with unalterable decisions.
Wow.
So Bella has to be told, like, Jacob is right about the fact that Bella is in love with him, according to Stephanie Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
And she needs to listen to him about her feelings that he's saying she has.
Yeah. Listen to the man.
He knows better. She doesn't have any autonomy. She doesn't know how she feels. She needs to be told.
No, and as we will see, especially in Eclipse, they make it pretty clear that not many women have autonomy in this one.
Like, hello?
Not many of them have it.
Hello? Also, if he could do it over again, he'd do the same thing.
Damn.
I don't know.
Damn is what Stephanie. I say. Well, and that's when it gets worse because she punches him in the face in that scene.
And she breaks her hand.
And she breaks her hand.
Chiseled.
And so he has to bring her back to Charlie. And in the movie, which, like, I gotta tell you, in the movie, when Edward is just, like, appears.
Honey, that's
and he's so angry and all up in Jacob's face, I was like, that's what I remember.
We were watching it
today.
That's
what I remember.
I go, ooh, I love this part.
Yep, we were both like, ooh, shit. That's when I like Edward. Yeah. I like when he gets mad.
But even, I will say, because we're about to read Charlie's reaction in the book, Charlie's reaction in the movie isn't that great either.
It's not great, but it's far and away better than this.
Oh, absolutely.
Than the book. Because in the movie, he just kind of stands between them, which I understand.
Yeah, because
like,
they're
what
about
the
to
fuck's
fight.
going on. And Jacob says, Bella thinks she broke her hand. And he's like, what? And she's like, punching me in the face. And he kind of like looks at him like, what? And then he's like, I tried to kiss her, or I kissed her.
Yeah.
And he just kind of looks, and you can tell he's like, I don't know how to react to this.
Yeah.
Like, because they're both there, and like, that's weird. It's not a great reaction, but
it's not great.
Not terrible when you look at this.
But that's the thing. This is much worse.
And that's kind of it. So in the book, though, Jacob just walks on into the house, feels absolutely nothing about what just occurred. And he's like, hey, and she walks by Charlie to go get ice because no one's getting her ice either.
Got to get it herself.
She's just going to walk over her broken hand. And Charlie says, what's wrong with her? Nice. Don't ask her. Ask Jacob.
Yeah.
And Jacob says she thinks she broke her hand.
Not even she did break her. She thinks she did.
Thinks she broke. Like, she's great. Like, she's
hysterical
girl. And he says, how did she do that? And she says, as my father, I thought Charlie ought to sound a bit less amused and a bit more concerned. And I said, yeah, sister. Jacob laughed. She hit me.
Oh?
Charlie laughed too. And I scowled while I beat the tray against the edge of the sink. Why did she hit you? Because I kissed her, Jacob said, unashamed. Good for you, kid, Charlie congratulated him. I have several things to say about this.
Good for you, kid.
so many things to say about that. Okay, so the second that Jacob said, she hit me, I can tell you with 100% certainty, I would lay down my entire life on this bet, that if I walked in with my best guy friend, and I know exactly, if I walked in high school with my friend Derek, who was like, my parents knew him, like everybody, one of my best guy friends, if I walked in there with him and I was holding a broken hand and my dad said, because sure, my dad looks at him and says, what happened?
Yeah.
If he said she hit me, my dad would have had Derek out in the forest.
100%.
You would have been like, what the fuck did you do that she hit you? Like that would have been, it wouldn't have even been a thought.
He would have been out of that house faster than you could blink.
It wouldn't be, why did she hit you? It would be, what did you do to make her hit you?
Exactly.
Like it would be fully on him.
Why did she have to act in self-defense against you?
That would be it. So he's saying I kissed her and she was so upset that she fucking punched me in the face.
She had to act in self-defense.
And your first response to that is, what is it? Is it good for you?
Good for
you, kid. Instead of, oh, you did it without her consent.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like that. And that's not even the end of how fucked up the men are around her in this scene. Because it's not even just Charlie.
I know.
Because first of all, Jacob is being a little dick. Like he thinks this whole thing is funny. Like he's not bothered about it at all. And then when she tells Jacob, when he's like, what happened on the phone? Edward, he's like, what happened? And she says, I punched Jacob. His response should be, what happened? What did he do that you needed to punch him? Nope. He says, good. Though I'm sorry you're hurt.
You don't want to know why?
And she has to say several little things. Like she's like, oh, I wish I had hurt him. I didn't do any damage at all. Bah, 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 bah. It's several ways down where he says, what did he do?
Like, hello?
Like, do any of you care that if she's punching her best friend, a man, you should be concerned about what he did to deserve that.
What?
And then it gets even worse.
I was going to say, what does he say? Because I don't remember.
So then, so Edward arrives. This is in the book. Edward arrives, and Jacob and Edward are kind of like going at each other a little bit, like just right. And Charlie comes in, and of course, only says to Edward, like, "Hey, like you got to back off." And then he says, "I can go put on my badge if it makes my request more official." Mm-hmm. And Edward says that won't be necessary. And that's when Bella says, why don't you arrest me, Dad? I'm the one throwing punches. Like, are you seeing anything that's happening here? And his response, Charlie raised an eyebrow. Do you want to press charges, Jake?
Brother, Jake's not the one that was assaulted. How about you ask your daughter that?
And to ask your own, in front of your own fucking daughter, ask this boy.
Do you know what's so sad?
Like, what?
Do you know what's so sad? This is probably like at least somewhat similar to an experience that a lot of girls have probably had. This is so
fucked up.
Like, we're lucky, like we had Papa, but some dads are like this.
I can't imagine.
That is obviously for that to have been written in a book that's rooted in some kind of reality.
Of course
somewhere,
it is.
Which is awful.
I just cannot fathom it.
That's insane to me.
I really can't. I can't fathom it.
Which is nice that we can.
Like, that was the worst. I was like, Charlie, you are so attractive in the movie, and you are so unattractive in the book.
Yeah,
like,
you really are.
Goddamn,
he's a bridge troll in the book.
Like,
for that. That's so fucked.
Is
up.
it Billy Burke who's the
the
actor?
I believe so.
Billy Burke really saved Charlie Swan.
He did.
He really did.
He really, really did.
He really saved. He made him what he is. So like, hats off to Billy Burke.
Yeah. Period.
You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal. That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts. Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it.
They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hills. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast.
Do you remember in school when you just knew that your teacher had a favorite of everything? They would always use the same blue dry erase marker when they wrote on the board, or they would talk nonstop about their favorite element during science. I had a teacher once that literally had a favorite brand of marker. She would only write with specific markers, and if another marker ended up in her classroom, she was TO'd. And honestly, I was probably her favorite student because at the end of the year, I got her that specific brand of marker. Let's talk about their real favorite thing though, their favorite tissue brand. Kleenex. According to teacher lists, they are the #1 facial tissue trusted by teachers. Kleenex Ultra Soft tissues are silky soft to help prevent skin irritation, and now you can take them anywhere with Kleenex Snap and Go. I absolutely love Kleenex Snap and Go. It's so perfect to have that in your car. I had a cold last week and I was just, honey, my nose was a faucet. I hate to do this to you, but it was disgusting. Drew literally came out of our garage with like 15 of the Kleenex Snap and Goes, and I put those in my glove compartment, and honey, they were easy access. It was so nice knowing that I didn't have to blow my nose into like an old wrapper that I had. Ew. So do the best thing for your kids' teachers and stock up on the ultimate classroom favorite. Maybe it'll make them their teacher's favorite student. They definitely have a favorite. Don't even get me started because again, you know it was me. For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex. The best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat. Comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for almost every occasion. Quince makes it easy to create a summer wardrobe that you'll love, with elevated essentials made from premium materials like European linen, organic cotton, and washable silk, without the traditional retail markup. I love that! Quince's 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops are the pieces that you absolutely will reach for all summer long. I absolutely love their linen. I have so many pairs of their linen pants, which you can dress up or you can dress down in the summer. Like, say you're going to a nice dinner, you can pair it with like a silk shirt, a really cute necklace, some good, makeup and an updo. Or if you're just looking for a more casual look, you can do the linen pants with like a loose button-up shirt and you still look really chic, kind of like, I don't know, Diane Keaton vibes, I kind of think. Also, it's not just apparel. Quince also offers elevated essentials for your home, from bedding and bath to kitchen essentials and furniture. They have it all, honey. I am a big lover of Quince, and I really do think you will be too. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/morbid for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/morbid for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/morbid.
And that's the thing. It's like, when I say Edward had growth, it's like only so much.
Yeah.
Because like he
wasn't
is
quite linear.
Again, he's very patient with the Jacob shit. Like this kind of thing. He could have killed him right then and there.
100%.
Because they're supernatural creatures. It's not like these are two humans.
Right.
But he's super and he's baited the entire movie by Jacob.
Yeah.
Baited. And he does manage to keep his shit together, which like I realize the bar is in hell here, but like that is the universe we're currently watching right now.
Can we jump forward like massively?
Yeah.
To when they are, so like the newborns are coming, which like we'll get to.
Oh my God.
Seen this if you're listening, most likely. So the newborns are coming. They're like, they mark out Bella's scent in the field.
Yeah.
And her and Edward hike up to this like crazy peak to stay away from everything. And Jacob is there. And Bella, it's snowing for some reason in June on this mountain peak. I realize it snows on mountain peaks, but like it wouldn't have in June.
Like actively snowing.
Like there's a storm outside.
I think it could have snow on the peak in June, but like an active snowstorm, I feel like is crazy.
Yeah, definitely. So Bella's like freezing, obviously, and like Edward is fine because he's dead. And Jacob is super duper warm. So he comes inside and he's like, I can't focus with all the teeth chattering. Like, let me just keep her warm. And Edward is like, no, like, fuck you. And I can hear your thoughts. Like, not going to happen.
Yeah, he's like,
finally he relents because Bella's going to get frostbite otherwise. And he literally, Jacob looks at Edward and goes, let's face it, I'm hotter than you.
Let's face it, I am hotter than you.
Let's face it, I'm hotter than you. And then I said, that's nuts. And then he says that she would warm up faster as he's holding her now. She would warm up faster if she took her clothes off.
Yeah.
He says this aloud to her in front of her man.
There's so much wrong with that. First of all, to say that at all in front of Bella
Is
to Bella
completely
while you're
wrong.
holding her is fucked up and weird.
When she's already now punched you because you made an advance on her.
and when she's made it fucking clear
That's what
that
I'm
she's
saying.
not looking for that.
That's exactly
from
what I'm
you.
saying.
And you're sitting there manipulating this situation and saying something so gross and like
And piggish.
crass.
And now
Like-
now she knows like she does need you in this
Yeah.
moment. Like she's gonna get frostbite otherwise. And you're cradling her and she knows that you're thinking about her with her clothes
Yeah,
off.
she knows you have like a boner and are sitting there like snuggling up against her, and she can't do anything else about it because she's gonna die otherwise.
And poor Edward can hear everything
Yeah.
he's thinking.
yeah, like honestly, anybody who was Team Jacob after Eclipse, please come to the front and explain yourself.
Please.
Because I can't.
I see-
I get it from the first two movies. I
I
get
see
it.
a lot of people saying that he's just a kid and like he doesn't know any better.
No, babe, he's a teenager.
But I
Like,
do.
that's-
The majority of people are.
Yeah.
They feel how we feel.
I can't. And when he says, "Can't you at least," like when Edward's like, "Can't you at least attempt to control your thoughts?"
Mm-hmm.
That was a very nice fucking way to put that.
It was.
Like, and in the book, he says something like, "I can hear your like every little fantasy you're having right now," and I was like, "Get it together.
He's disgusting.
Get it
Like,
together.
that's so gross.
Like, get it together."
He also Jacob tells Edward in this moment, at least in the movie, if you had stayed away another 6 months, I could have had a chance.
Yeah.
Why would you want a chance? If your only chance relied on the one that she actually loved being away for like a period of time,
Yeah.
that's not real.
No.
You're a replacement. Why do you want that? Don't you
Yeah.
want somebody who just wants you immediately?
You would think.
Like, I don't understand that.
Well, and then after this, like in the movie, like Bella and Edward have like a discussion the next morning, and the idea of like them being married.
Because
Getting
also
married.
they're engaged already because they got
They're
engaged the night before
Yeah,
this.
which I'm going to get to that too because she has a wild reaction in the book to it. But so they're talking about it, and he says something like, in the book, I think he says like, "The best night was when you agreed to marry me."
Yeah.
And then like he says something else in the movie that is alluding to the fact that they're getting married. And in the movie, Jacob is just like standing a little ways away. And
So he
she's
hears
like,
it.
So he hears it. And when he walks out, she's like, "You knew he was listening." And Edward's like, "He deserves to know."
I
Like,
do the same thing.
well, and then she flips out at Edward and is like, "You're an asshole!"
Because
and like
now
runs
Jake's
away.
gonna go kill himself.
But in the book, he's like further away when he hears this.
And in wolf form,
And
right?
he's in wolf form. So when he says this, all of a sudden you hear Jacob like howl in pain, like a heartbreaking howl from like a long ways away. And she doesn't blame Edward in the book, because of course not. She starts blaming herself. She's like, "I'm awful. I can't believe I did this. I'm the worst." Like he even said, he's like, "Are you angry at me for saying that?" And she's like, "No, I'm angry at myself." And I'm like, damn, you just gave zero. Like she's just like, "I'm the worst." And then Edward wants to like chill her out so much that he's like, "Do you want me to go get Jacob and you can like talk this out? Like I'll go get him." Because he's like, "This is
Imagine
weird."
having to do that.
And he does. He goes and gets him, and then he's like, "I'm going to give you guys time to talk about this."
That is such a
In the book.
It's such an inappropriate, like, there's no boundaries within
No.
this relationship as far as like her friendship goes with Jacob.
And then in both situations, she goes to talk to him about it, and Jacob is like, upset and whatever. And he just immediately starts threatening suicide.
Which is so manipulative.
It's so manipulative. It's like, what the fuck? And then she's sitting there being like, he's like, "You know what? Maybe I'll just, do this or do that. Or maybe I'll just, you know what? I will go down in battle and I'll let it happen to me." And then at one point he's like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe I could be passive about it. I'll fight, but whatever happens, happens." And it's putting it all on her. And I'm like,
If I die,
no.
it's your fault because now I'm going to die sad.
Like, no,
Even though
babe.
I'm never going to be with you anyway.
I'm going to die a sad boy. And it's like, that's literally not her fault.
No, not at all.
And then there's like several times where she's like, she keeps telling him, she's like, "I don't love you like that." Like she said it before.
I love you like a
And he
friend.
keeps saying, "You do love me." And he's like, "You do love me. You are attracted to me. You just don't understand it." And he even says at one point, like, you are more comfortable with me in my wolf form because you're not attracted to me.
It's like, no, babe, she's probably more comfortable with you in wolf form because you can't shove your tongue down her throat.
Oh, yeah. And she literally is like, no, it's because you shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You can't talk.
That's nice.
And I'm like, take that hint, babe. Like when she's telling you, yeah, I like you as a fuzzy creature better because 1, you can't make out with me, and 2, you shut the fuck up. That should give you all the information you need.
But according to Stephanie Meyer, he's correct.
Oh yeah, he's correct. But then he keeps saying he's gonna kill himself. He's gonna kill himself. And at one point, she's like, I don't want you to go away. And he's like, see? And she's like, well, no, I love you. I don't want you to go away. It's not all or nothing. It's not, if I love you in the way I love Edward, then that means one thing. But like, I want, you know what I mean? Like, just because I don't want you to go away doesn't mean I want to fuck you.
Right.
Like, there's plenty of people in my life that I don't want to go away.
You said this earlier. Like, she doesn't want Charlie to go away
and
either.
she says that. She's like, I feel that way about Charlie.
Yeah.
Like, you're my family. I
Right.
don't want something bad to happen to you. Like, I love you that way. And he's like, nope.
You want to fuck.
Nope, you don't get it. And he keeps going. And she finally is like, I want you to come back. And he's like, he says, you could ask me. Because remember, and I don't think we mentioned this, but when he forcibly kisses her before, in both the book and the movie, Edward is like, maybe you could wait for her to ask you. Which I'm like, Team Edward on that. And so he even says, Edward said, because at one point while they're talking, I think Jacob asks Edward, like, what if she did ask me? And he's like, then that's,
if
and
she
Edward
wanted
says,
to be with you.
That's her choice.
Right.
I would respect her choice. Which I'm like, again,
King.
Team Edward. But in this one, Jacob says, you could ask me. And she's like, please come back. Thinking that's like, I'm asking you to come back. And he says, that's not what I'm talking about. So he's literally saying, I'm out. I'm going to kill myself. Or you could ask me. And she has to say, will you kiss me, Jacob?
That's insane.
And literally the only reason that she does is to make him not kill himself. That's not healthy in any universe ever.
It's the most toxic thing.
And the makeout that they have goes on for about 4 pages.
Oh my God.
It's so many pages.
4?
So many pages.
What the fuck?
Many pages.
Because doesn't she picture their future together?
At one point, and I guess they filmed this, but they didn't like how the makeup looked. I kind of wish they had.
It's apparently like top secret. Like,
I want it.
It was a deleted scene, and I know like if you have the DVD or like the extended cut or something, there are deleted scenes that are included, but this one is like you can't find it anywhere. But there's a couple pictures from on set that people have.
Yeah, you can see them.
Yeah.
And yeah, because that's part of it is she like starts picturing that, but it's only after like he is intense, like he does the angry, aggressive kiss where she does the same thing. She balls her hands up at her sides.
She doesn't want to be kissed.
And he forces her wrist up to where his neck is. And she says she keeps her hand balled up. She doesn't even grab his neck. He holds her wrist there for a lot of the time and then finally lets go. And then tells her she can do better than this.
Like she can kiss better?
Yeah, because she's not kissing him back.
Oh my.
And he's literally like, you can do better than this.
Like, that is genuine. Like, obviously the first one was upsetting. This one is so much more upsetting for some reason. It really is.
And then he says, like, you can do better than this.
Yeah.
And he says, for once, just let yourself feel what you feel. And she says, I shook my head mechanically until one of his hands wound back into my hair and stopped me. And he says, are you sure you want me to come back, or did you really want me to die?
So now he's like, you wanted me to die.
And in the middle of it, because she's not kissing him back like he wants her to, he threatens again, do you want me to die?
Oh my God.
And she gets pissed and kisses him back. And then she's like angry. So she goes to like pull him away after this.
Yeah.
And he takes that as like passion. And so he goes like harder. And that's when they fall. And this is even worse. So she was trying to pull him off, angrily trying to pull him off. He takes it as passion. So he goes further. And then she said this was the moment she realized she was in love with him.
Baby, that's not love.
because he felt like such joy from like
Baby, that's
thinking
not
she was
love.
kissing back.
That's Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I said, whoa, that's something.
I have to wonder because obviously, like, I read that quote that Stephanie wrote on her website, like in 2007. I do have to wonder in today's lens if she would feel differently about.
I do wonder,
about thinking Jacob is correct in all of his feelings.
because I understand, like, when I first saw this, when I read this kind of thing when I was younger, you know what I mean, or like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand people when they first read this when they're younger thinking this is like just so
all-consuming love.
Yeah, like very like Wuthering Heights kind of thing. And which she did, this is inspired partly by Wuthering Heights, which Stephanie Meyer said she doesn't even like Wuthering Heights.
Oh, that's
but
funny.
Like Heathcliff and is it Edgar and Heathcliff?
I've never seen it.
They're
or
very
read
people will compare Jacob and Edward to them a lot. And Heathcliff is like a dick.
I know the premise, so I know it's similar, yeah.
But it's like that these things, I can understand why they get seen as like these passionate over, but when you really dig at them, it just is really gross. And it's like these moments are really gross and they're not healthy.
Right.
And they should stay in fiction.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. I forget when I I think I talked about this when I did the event with Elizabeth Arnott at Unlikely Story. We were talking about how like it's wild when people, like, especially when women will fall in love with like serial killers and like go and like marry them again? It was hybristophilia. It's Bonnie and Clyde syndrome. And I was saying how I just can't wrap my brain around it, because in my mind I can at least sit there and know the difference between, because I love villains, like in fictional villains,
right?
And I know that doesn't work in real life. A villain doesn't work in real life. I've dated a villain. It doesn't work in real life. And it's like, so you find that out, and it takes people a long time. Trust me. I was in my 20s being like, the villain will work out in real life. Like, what are we thinking about? I can fix him. But it's like, so I do wonder if like you look back on it now, if she could look back on it now, if she's like, you know what, that wouldn't. Well, but again, it's fiction, so it's like there is a line here.
I see what you're saying, but I think the problem in that scenario is Jacob is not written as a villain.
That is a big problem that is overarching in this series, I think. No one
He's not presented as a villain. He is acting
villainous,
like how a villain would act, but he's not presented in that way.
No,
he's
not.
presented in like, oh, poor Jacob. Like, he just loves her so much. And
it's true.
He's really getting the shit end of the stick here. Let's feel bad for him.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, he's acting like a fucking incel.
Yeah, it's true. I think that is part of the problem, is he's not given to you on a plate as a villain where you can accept it.
No, you could buy a fucking t-shirt back in the day that said Team Jacob.
Of course.
Because you were like rooting for him to be the one that gets her. Right.
And it's like, that's the thing. Like, if you're presenting me a villain, like you're presenting me Eric Northman.
He is very much a villain.
He's a villain through and through. He is ruthless. He is like
makes
a
poor
monster,
decisions, like does shitty
makes
things.
bad, and they are saying they're
a
villain.
upfront about it.
So it's like you can be like, yeah, like let's make him do villainous things.
And you could be Team Eric like in a silly, fun way.
Exactly, because you're like, well, he's a villain.
But
like,
also,
it's fake.
I think the other problem too is this is YA.
Yeah,
this isn't like this was. Am I correct? YA.
Yeah.
Like so that's not. You can't present Jacob like this and
the
make
audience
it okay.
is impressionable,
right?
Much
like,
more impressionable than an adult audience.
I read this and was like, "Oh my god, that's kind of sexy," and
like,
then I'm like, "Oh my god!" As an adult, like, holy shit,
like, what the
that's
fuck?
assault.
Yeah,
you know, like, and then you have to think like young girls are reading this and they might be in an experience like that, and then they're just gonna be like, well, maybe I'm in love with this guy.
Yeah, maybe I am, and maybe he's right.
Like, that's why these things happen.
It's true.
It's not okay.
No, it's so true.
I hate it. Can we talk about the bracelet? Let's move on a little bit.
Oh my god, the fucking bracelet.
Okay, so is it the post-graduation party?
Yeah, it's the graduation party.
He shows up, and she hasn't seen him after she punched him in the face because he kissed her. And she literally like banned him from being anywhere near him. She was like, stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
So he rolls up to her graduation party, which is rude because he was uninvited.
He was.
And he's like, I'm sorry. Like, I know what I did was wrong, but I did bring you a gift. He brings her a fucking bracelet where he's like whittled a wolf charm together to represent him. I'd be like,
And she just wears that shit.
You're a narcissist.
Yeah.
I gotta wear you around now?
That's the thing. Like, what the fuck?
But she is.
And it's like a tag. Like, it's literally
Yes.
like, you're mine.
If there could have been an air tag in it, there would have been. And then she wears it in front of Edward. And is just like, yeah, like, Jake made it for me.
And wearing it like, you're in the Cullen's house.
You're
right
in
now.
the Cullen's house, and not
They're
only that,
mortal enemies.
she's wearing it, I think, like on the mountain after they've been engaged.
Yeah. And not wearing her engagement ring.
Mama,
That's the other thing.
you're not wearing your ugly ass engagement ring, and you're wearing your ugly ass wolf pendant? Fuck?
It's the way, and that brings me right to how
Look at
she
that.
reacts
Look at
to
that.
the marriage thing in the book. Because in the movie, she's also like, she's more acting in the movie, I would say, like she's worried what people are going to think.
Yeah, because I think she even says, like, in the beginning, and, like, obviously it's, like, kind of shitty, but she's
Yeah.
like, what
Yeah.
do you think when people our
Exactly.
age get married? Oh,
In the
she's pregnant.
book, it is very much like Edward is forcing her to get married. She is not in any way, shape, or form into this.
Ruh-roh.
At one point, during their, like, romantic night together, where it's supposed to be romantic, but holy shit, it does not
And it's,
pan
like,
out
just
the way
them.
that she's thinking. We'll get there.
Oh, my God.
She says, like, they're talking about it. They're talking about, like, you know, like they're talking about like the whole thing of like, you're gonna, you know, are you gonna agree to turn me? Are you gonna follow through on your promise, kind of thing? And he says at some point, he like finishes, she's like, oh, and now all of a sudden and he says, you're engaged. And like he says it like just being sweet. Her response to that,
Okay.
ew, please don't say that out loud. I'm not kidding.
That's, like, right after they get engaged.
He literally says, you're engaged. And she just says, ew, please don't say that out loud. They're not around anyone else.
Oh, my God.
They're not around anyone else.
Can you imagine? Your motherfucking man's just gets down on one knee. He's
Yeah.
like, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you look like Linda Evangelista. I want to
Yeah.
spend the rest of my life with you. And you're like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, we're engaged. And you're like,
Ew. And then his response, he's like, excuse me?
he says, the fuck?
And he says, are you going back on your word? And so she says, I glared at him. And then she says, and he says, are you? And she goes, ugh, no, I'm not. Are you happy now?
Oh my God.
And he just says, exceptionally.
Are you exceptionally happy? Babe, what? Babe, what?
And he asks her, he says, are you happy? And she says, a little bit. And then she says, but not about getting married.
Here's the thing. It also makes no fucking sense that she's acting this way about getting married.
You're
because
obsessed with him.
she literally at one point in the movie says, I want to tie myself to you in every human way possible.
That's the most human way you can actually tie yourself to
But then
someone.
she also is like, it's just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, one, no, it's not.
It makes no sense. And during
It's
that
so
same,
contradictory.
during that same like night,
Like,
where,
right
where
before
she's
that.
trying to fuck,
That bitch is so DTF.
and he does it in the book too. It's like a thing
Oh,
that
it's
happens in
both?
both. While they're making out, she is trying to get things going, and he literally says, Bella, stop trying to take your clothes off.
I would find the nearest body of water and walk all the way into it.
That would send me into psychosis.
I
I would go into psychosis.
I would die a virgin.
I couldn't
I would die
recover.
because I'd never want to attempt
I would
that again.
never recover from that.
If you're getting freaky with
I
your
would
man
never
and he says,
recover.
stop trying to take your clothes. Oh my God.
And
why
the
don't you,
way he
why don't you
says
just
it-
put a fucking bullet through my
the
head?
way he says it is so fucking disgusted
Ugh,
too. He's like,
stop.
stop trying to take, like, you whore. That's essentially what he sounds like he's saying there.
It's like, he's like, no one wants to see that.
No one wants to see that.
I'd go into cardiac arrest in that
Cannot.
moment.
I cannot with that. That stresses me out in a way that I literally can't even deal with.
No, I really hate it.
I can't deal with it.
This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. I happen to be somebody that struggles with people pleasing. So a lot of times I will build things up and up and up and up and up and then kind of get to the point where I'm like, I need to let this out to this person. Even in 2026, that stigma and just stigma in general can get in the way of a lot of things, like getting support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking that first step yourself because you're busy. You're worried about what other people might think, or telling yourself that you should handle this all alone. But therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform, can be a space to slow down and talk through what's been building before it feels unmanageable. Just take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully qualified. Don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/morbid. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/morbid.
Some flavors can only be crafted by nature. One sunny day, a honeybee discovered a mysterious apple blossom and carried its pollen to a Honeycrisp tree. Months later, something extraordinary was born. The sugar bee apple, with notes of honey, caramel, and molasses, balanced by bright sweetness and an extra crisp crunch. Sugar bee apples elevate everything from charcuterie boards and salads to baked treats and everyday snacking. Ready for some inspiration? Download our free recipe book and discover delicious ways to enjoy sugar bee apples at hellosugarbee.com. Sugar bee apples, from bee to you.
Courage. I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand. Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Okay, so that's like the Bella and the Jacob and the marriage of it all. We also have to talk about like the whole premise, basically, like the overarching premise is that Victoria is back and she wants to kill the shit out of Bella.
Yeah, and here's one thing about me.
Okay, talk to me.
So the way that she does that, because like Alice is like listening to her thoughts.
Yeah,
is she needs to get some people to do her bidding. Her
yes.
new vampires. So she finds this guy Riley, and she turns him. And at first, when I saw Riley running down the street, I was like, oh, okay, like whatever. There he is.
Yeah.
And then they show him as a vampire, and I said, I'm into
really
it.
hot.
That I was like Team Riley.
Yeah.
I seem to always be Team Riley.
I was
Team Riley during Buffy too.
Yeah.
Finn, Riley.
Riley.
But I love him as a vampire.
Agreed.
Didn't get enough of him as far as I'm concerned.
I know.
Would have loved to have seen him be menacing to everyone else.
Yeah.
Just saw him lurking about a little bit.
It's very kind of like glazed over. I think that's one of the bigger problems too, is like, I don't quite understand why she needs an army of vampires
I don't understand.
to kill Bella.
Yeah.
Because she could sort of just use Riley.
I guess she wanted I know, that's the thing. I feel like she could just use Riley. But then maybe she wanted like a bigger layer of protection. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you come across anything in the illustrated
No,
guide?
it's just kind of like the same kind of thing. It's more that she is not going to put herself at risk. So
Yeah.
she will do anything to make sure she's padded with enough.
So maybe that's what it is.
Maybe that's
it's like reinforcements.
Yeah. So I think
because the
that's
whole
really
thing
it.
is, I think the reason Alice can't see that this is going to happen is because she hasn't met Riley before. I think in
Yeah,
order
that
for
makes
Alice
sense.
to see like your path, she has to know you,
That makes sense.
which makes sense because otherwise she'd just be seeing paths left and right.
Yeah, I think that makes sense for sure. And I think in the book and in the illustrated guide as well, we see that Riley is like really struggling with, because Victoria's pretending to love him
To get him to do her
make him
bidding.
very loyal,
Right.
And so, but he's struggling with it, not sure if she's telling the truth. But he's like really obsessed with her loving him and like needing to know that he does. And I think we didn't get enough of that in the movie. I think
don't
it would have
get a
been
lot of it at all.
It would have been nice to see that, and because then at the end, when Riley shows up and is listening to Edward try to tell him like she doesn't love you, like you're from Forks, bro, like you
Right.
know the area. That's the only reason she grabbed you,
Right.
and you can see it like hitting.
Yep.
But then it just kind of doesn't. And like when he says, "You're dead,"
Yeah.
also, for some reason, I was like, whew, Riley. But then he immediately dies.
I thought that was kind of lame.
I kind of loved it.
Okay.
I wanted it to go further, though. I hated that it got cut off
It
there.
does. And also, like, the way he dies, though, is cool.
It is.
Because the wolf... Is it Jacob that comes...
No, I think it's Seth.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty
All
sure.
the wolves just be coming.
I think it's the little baby Seth.
Well, he just, like, rips his hand off.
Yeah.
And I love the way they break, like, glass.
Yeah, they
It's
shatter
really
like marble.
cool.
Well, and I think if we had gotten more of him being, like in the movie, being like so
Insecure.
obsessed with Victoria and like being so insecure and having this like undying loyalty, like you get a little bit of it in the movie. I just thought it could be a little further because I think then the end scene would have hit a little
Much
harder.
harder.
You would have felt more like, oh fuck, man.
poor
Like you
Riley.
were like you would have felt a little bit more like that when you were just kind of like, oh, that sucks, bro. Like
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, bye.
Yeah.
And I think he was very good at being menacing
Yeah, I think so.
because
I
that
agree with
shot
that.
of them all coming out of the water could have gotten really fucking super hokey.
Okay.
And he's scary in it. Like his face is scary.
He's for sure scary in it, but that shit is funny.
Those and that's the thing. It's like
It could
if
have been
he
so
was
much
more
funnier.
menacing, I think because he had like he's played by Xavier Samuel, and I think he did I think he would be really good at a villain,
I
like a
know.
bad guy, because he had menacing vibes to him. He just wasn't given enough to work with, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought when they shatter into glass, I'm kind of obsessed with it.
Especially when Victoria does ultimately get killed.
Yeah, but I'm also hers is so cool.
Hers is really
with
cool.
the head, and it literally looks like crystal.
Yes.
But which is cool. But I also wonder sometimes why Stephanie Meyer overcomplicated some of her lore, because she really wrote herself into wrote herself into corners sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like they're like supposedly supposed to be like stone, like
Yeah.
marble.
Yeah.
That's why they're cold. That's why all that, like they're hard.
That's why they're clanking when they have
That's
sex.
why they're
And
clanking.
Edward has to listen to his family
You
clanking.
gotta follow Sarah Gallagher on
Oh my
TikTok.
God.
I said this in the other ones, but keep doing it because she
She's so funny.
illustrates that with bowls, and she'll be like, "This is all they hear," and
I'll
she just clinks them
change
together, and it's
your
the
life.
funniest shit. But also, they cannot. There's several layers to this. They only kiss closed mouthed in the book
Yeah.
because one, he has marble hard lips. So in in the beginning of the book, she says, and I quote, "If I had my way, I would spend the majority of my time kissing Edward." And she says, "There wasn't anything I'd experienced in my life that compared to the feeling of his cool lips, marble hard, but always so gentle, moving with mine." Marble hard? Like that doesn't sound fun.
It doesn't sound
And then on
nice.
top of that, they can't open their mouth to kiss.
The venom.
Because venom is every single one of their bodily fluids, including their saliva.
Right.
So they can't make out.
Yeah.
So it's like, why did you do that? Like, why did you make it like? And I think, and again, I think this is like we're bringing the desire kind of thing to like a breaking point, kind of, because they can't even
Open mouth kiss.
You have not even made out.
Well, I'm also just like, if you want to spend all your time, are you just like
That's they're literally just going
like, pecking over and over again? Because that doesn't sound very enjoyable.
and I'm like, that's not, and they couldn't do that in the movie, so they were like, you know what, fuck the venom thing. We're just gonna
we're
like
not gonna
have
talk
them make
about
out.
that.
And when it's like when they can't translate it into film,
Yeah.
because it's that
Over-egged.
wild,
Yeah.
that you got to rethink that one. Like that one's just like, I'm surprised nobody was like, we should rethink this one because it causes a lot of problems
Right.
later. Like that's a lot.
It
like
is.
I don't understand. I'm like that. I feel like that could have been taken out.
Yeah.
I don't think all their saliva needs to be venom. And again, like she's Mormon, so it's like there's a lot of like very chaste and like abstinence in favor of abstinence before marriage kind of undertones that we all know are flying throughout this.
Yes.
And I think this just adds to it because it's like not only can they not fuck,
Can't open
but
mouth
they
kiss.
can't even open mouth kiss because he's got venom in his mouth.
Wild.
Like it really is. It's like such a.
Does the venom get into her mouth a little bit in the first one? And doesn't she like almost pass out or something?
No, I don't think they.
No?
Because they don't follow that lore. Like, at least from the mouth. Like, that saliva has venom in it.
Okay.
I think in the movies they don't follow that
No,
lore.
I mean in the book. Doesn't something weird happen in the book where she almost passes out when they kiss?
Oh, yeah, she does almost pass out when they kiss, but I don't know. I think that's
It's just
literally
excitement.
because they don't open mouth kiss. That's her and I think we talked about it. She was almost passing out
Just
from a
closed mouth
marble
kissing.
hard, tight-lipped kiss.
Fuck.
Yeah. So then again, when I look at it that way, and then I say, okay, so when you started making out with Jacob for 4 pages, and you could actually make out with him, you probably did fall in love with him in that moment
you're like,
because
"Damn,
you're
this
probably like,
rocks."
holy shit, like what is this?
Yeah.
Like what's going on? But yeah, so that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
And then we still have Confederate Jasper.
Confederate
front and
Jasper
center.
gets more Confederate.
Oh, he's calling people ma'am.
Ma'am.
And suddenly he has
gets
a
more southern.
real thick drawl.
Yeah.
And only in some parts though. Only sometimes.
Yeah.
And when he does, he's just so proud to be a Confederate soldier. So proud to be the youngest major in the Texas Cavalry,
He
man.
lied about his age.
I said, why?
Why are we harping on this?
Because it's like he can be from the South, from that time period,
Yep.
and you could do so many different things.
He
with
could have
that.
ended up in
You
the
could have
war.
made him just, from. You could have made him from a really fancy ass family.
Yeah.
And he's just a Southern gentleman, you know?
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Or you could have made him be so that like he was in the war on the Confederate side unwillingly.
yeah.
And that he carries that.
And
And
like-
that he says, I wasn't for the cause. And it haunts me every day that I had to be part of that.
And
or
maybe that's part of why he has that power of like
that he
feeling
can
what
control
others
emotions
feel. Yeah.
and like feel exactly. Like you could make that a part of his past. Nobody's saying that you pretend the Civil War didn't happen and
No.
pretend that Confederate soldiers don't exist. Like, there's many ways to make that something in his past that you could get away from it. But they just whole chest make him not only a Confederate soldier, a proud past Confederate soldier, but he is so psyched to bring
he
that
leads
shit up
into
again.
it.
When he's talking to Bella about this, he says, when I was human, I lived in Houston, Texas. I was almost 17 years old when I joined the Confederate Army in 1861. I lied to the recruiters and told them I was 20. I was tall enough to get away with it.
Jesus Christ.
And then he says, my military career was short-lived, but very promising. People always liked me, listened to what I had to say. My father said it was charisma. But he says the Confederate Army was new and scrambling to organize itself, so that provided opportunities as well. And I'm like, so he's just like, yep, killed it, loved it, let's do it again.
Thrived.
I'm going to use my skills from there for this. Because even in the same scene, he's explaining to Bella how he was turned. And he's turned by this woman named Maria. And she was this Mexican woman that he had met while he was in the Confederate Army. And he's talking about it, and he says her features were clearly Mexican, but she was pale as marble in the moonlight. And it's like,
There's a lot wrong with that.
there's so much happening there, but I'm also like, they even double down there by saying, and in the book and in the movie, they double down there by saying, even though this woman could have had like brown skin or olive skin or some type of complexion that is different from pale white,
Right.
she didn't.
Right.
No matter what,
You
don't
always
care.
are just pale white.
Yep, you're pale white. As you're talking about a Confederate soldier being turned by, it's just, there's so much, and I'm just like, this is so weird.
It is.
It's weird that it just gets passed over, and then it's weird that like we're supposed to love him and Alice, but I'm like, Alice, what the fuck? He's a Confederate soldier. Like, I don't like, you gotta, and he's still proud of it, babe. Not once have I heard that man say, I wouldn't join today.
Yeah.
Or like,
Well, that's the thing. That's what
something.
needed to be
Yeah.
in there is like, I am this great soldier and that, I can, what would have been perfect had he struggled leading.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is like Jasper's helping them
yeah.
like make an army together to face the newborn vampire army. it would have been even better if he struggled getting back into that role because he had so many regrets from the past.
It's like so that he had all this regret. He has all this like shame on his shoulders.
Yes.
And also the Confederacy lost. So he wouldn't technically be a great leader because because let's be real.
The North remembers.
Let's just be real about it.
Couple
That's
of
just
Boston
history.
girls coming at you.
That's just history, baby.
It is.
But it's like, why did we... I think I just don't understand why. Yeah. Why was it brought into his present? Why is he proud of it?
Yep.
Why is it a part of everything? You could have had, because I don't see something wrong with having somebody in that time period because it's a vampire. They're going to be from all different time periods.
Yeah.
And people are different in different time periods. So I can see having somebody who was a Confederate. I will even give you that, which is giving a lot.
A lot.
Because I personally wouldn't do that, but I can at least try to wrap my brain around it.
Like having it be historically accurate.
Historically accurate, having that be his past, and having that be part of him becoming what he is today.
Yep.
That's the thing, though. Make him grow.
Yeah. There's no
And
growth.
I don't, when he's sitting there being like, hell yeah, like I was
back into his
youngest
accent.
major in the Texas Cavalry. It's like, fuck. You're just like, I don't know about that. Like, I just don't know about that.
It's not good.
So that was weird. I thought that was a whole weird thing.
Another backstory, though, that gets revealed is Rosalie's.
Yes, Rosalie's. And this, I have a lot to say about.
Rosalie's is awful.
It's,
but I love her fucking revenge arc.
I absolutely love her revenge arc.
I don't think we got enough of it.
No, I don't think we did either.
I
would have
wish
loved
that this
to
was
see more
rated
of it.
R so that I could watch her slaughter all of those
Oh,
men.
it would have been sick.
I wish.
Oh, one thing I noticed in the book, and I forgot about this, Rosalie is far more palatable in the book to Bella.
Oh.
Like she's nicer to
Okay.
Bella. She's not nice, but she's like
Nicer.
She's more like respectful and less mean girl in the book, I feel. Like she's got mean girl energy, but like Nikki Reed, I think, plays her. I like her Rosalie better than the book Rosalie.
Yeah.
Because I think Nikki Reed does like just fuck y'all so well. Like she has that perfect delivery and perfect face for it. Like she can give such good expressions. So it is different to see Rosalie be so different, book and movie. But we get her backstory because she kind of storms out when, at least in the movie, when Bella's talking about being turned. When Bella's kind of like being weird with Emmett about it.
Yeah, she's low-key flirting with Emmett.
I was like,
and you're like, maybe don't do that.
She would annoy me, to be quite honest, if she was talking to my mans like that. But Rosalie in the book is talking about, and you know, she goes on, she tells her like, this is why I don't think you should be so excited about being turned into a newborn. Yeah. And she tells the backstory. She says she came from like a middle-class family. She was married, but she said she was a looka. That was what she had going for her. She was the most beautiful girl that anyone had ever seen. And she even says in the book, which I literally wrote WTF, she wrote, she was pleased. And she says, pleased that men's eyes watched me everywhere I went from the year I turned 12.
Oh, that's
and I said,
not good.
That's upsetting.
That's not good.
But that aside, she talks about how she was, you know, hooked up with this really fancy son of a banker, Royce King. And Royce King and her were going to get married. They were going to have a lavish wedding. And she says she was never jealous of anybody because she was a fucking dime piece.
What did she
so
have
she
to
was
be
like,
jealous
what did I
of?
have to be jealous of? She says, except my friend Vera. And she says, my friend Vera was married to a good man and she had a little boy. And she says
doesn't she say like Vera was like fine?
Oh, she says that later. She doesn't say that until later. But she says, and Vera had a little boy, so she was a mother, and she said she wanted that. And she's like, and I was jealous. For the first time, I felt jealous. And she's like, you know what? She's like, and I went to her house one night, and as we were leaving, her husband, when he thought I wasn't looking, gave her like the sweetest kiss on the cheek. And she said, and for a minute, I thought, like, Royce doesn't do that. And, like, that's not. And then she was like, but whatever. Like, I'm going to have kids someday with Royce, and it'll be amazing.
I'll get the future that I want.
And this bothered me. This is just, like, a writing thing. Probably because I'm, like, deep in writing right now. So I'm, like, I'm nitpicking all writing. But she wrote, Royce was my prince. Someday I would be queen. And I said, you're going to be his mom?
Yeah,
Like somebody should have caught that. Somebody should have been like, oh, nope, you either have to be the princess or he has to be king.
Yeah.
Like you can't, because I was like, that doesn't make sense.
No.
And that's nitpicky in the book, but I'm like,
No, but I get that.
I was like, you're going to be his mom.
That's just weird.
Like, I don't get it.
Don't be his mama.
But she says that, you know, she was leaving that night and she happened to run into Royce and his friends who were drinking on a street corner. And he starts being like, oh, like, look at my future wife. Isn't she hot? And they're like, she's wearing too many clothes. And they literally, like, they assault her.
Yeah.
Like,
isn't
rape
it like
her.
the night before she's to be married,
I
too?
think it's soon,
Yeah.
at least. They rape her and they brutally assault her and leave her to die.
like
in the
bleeding on the
streets.
ground.
And I think in at one point it says that in the book he says that when they were leaving, she could hear them literally saying like, "You're gonna have to find a new wife," I guess, because they were like, "Oh, she's dead. We killed her." That's how little they cared.
Nice.
And what she does is she ends up getting turned by Carlisle, who comes across her.
Bleeding in the
And
street.
in the book, she's met Carlisle. Carlisle is the town doctor.
Oh, okay.
And she doesn't like him.
Oh.
And she doesn't like him because she said him, his wife Esme, and they were saying Esme and Edward were sister and brother at that point. And so she said that they all were more beautiful than her, and it irritated her that the men were more beautiful than her. So she didn't like him.
I'm obsessed.
And she says, so when he
kinda
came
love
to fight, so when he comes to save her, she's like, what the fuck?
She's like, fuck you
of
for
course
being more
these
beautiful
fuckers
than
are
me.
these more beautiful fucks are gonna save me. So of course Carlisle turns her into Vampire Rosalie. This really got me because she says she woke up and she says, shallow as it was, I felt better when I saw my reflection in the mirror the first time. Despite the eyes, I was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. It took some time before I began to blame the beauty for what had happened to me. For me to see the curse of it. To wish that I had been, well, not ugly, but normal. Like Vera. So I would have been allowed to marry someone who loved me and have pretty babies.
Fuck. Imagine reading your best friend to filth like that.
Not only did you just read your best friend to filth like that, but you're literally saying
I
in
was too
print
hot.
that hot girls have it coming. And it's like, I'm sorry, what?
That's you being beautiful had nothing to do with the fact that you were raped by multiple men and killed and left almost killed and left in the streets, and
Certainly
everything
not.
to do with bad men.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with how beautiful you are. Holy shit.
Nothing.
Holy shit.
And a better way to do that would have had her sit there and say, I blamed me for it.
Right.
I started to blame me for it, but then I realized
It's them.
it wasn't my fault. It's pig ass men who did it.
And that's when I attacked them.
And that's when I attacked them, because then after that, she says,
This is so good.
I picked them off one by one. And in the book, she's like, I've only killed 5 humans in my life. And she's like, it was all of them. And then she says, I've never drank the blood of a human. She says in the book, she's the only one besides Carlisle, Esme.
Okay.
That hasn't drank the blood of a human. Wow. And she says, and when she says, I've killed 5 humans, and she was like, but I didn't want their blood in me. Like, fuck that.
What a queen.
And she says, as she's saying, I left Royce for last because he knew I was coming because all of his friends had been murdered before him. She goes, so I killed 5 humans. And then she goes, oh, 7. Just kidding, because of the doormen. I was like, that's amazing. I was like, I love that.
Oh, wait a second.
7. Just kidding.
But I love, too, that she left him for last.
And then banged that door down wearing a fucking wedding dress.
That is some ready or not type shit.
And when she says, I was more theatrical back then.
I love it.
Mikie Reed eats that line, too. She eats this
Because you can
scene.
see in her eyes that she's like reminiscing
She's like
on
thinking
it.
about it. Like,
Yeah,
that was
she's
great.
Like, oh, how fun.
Yeah, like, fuck, that was a lot of fun.
I love it. I wish we got so much more of that in the movie.
I would love to see all of their backstory.
Yes.
I want to see Alice. I want to see all of them. I mean, I'm like, you gave me Jaspers and you don't give me anyone else.
Alice is so sad. She was like locked away by her parents.
And I would love to
having
see
gifts.
Yeah, like I want to see Emmett. Like, what the fuck happened? Show me Emmett.
Emmett was getting like mauled by a bear or something.
Show me that.
Yeah.
Let's show me what's going on.
And then Esme, I think Esme's is really sad. She, according to the illustrated guide, I think her son died. And she jumped off a cliff.
Yeah, there was like crazy.
Yeah, that one was really sad.
With that one. I would have loved to see that because I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I like how it gave you like a little, I do love that they gave you a little more to why Rosalie is the way she is.
I do too. Because she's like, why would you give up my dream?
She doesn't do it in the movie, but in the book, she talks about how because Bella's like, well, why do you hate me? Like, that still doesn't answer the question. Like, why are you so mean? And she's like, well, she says that. And then she says, and also she was like, I hate to do, like, she's like, I'm not trying to like be stupid now. And she was like, it annoyed me that Edward thought you were better than I was.
Because they were originally going to be together, right?
They were, I think Carlisle had wanted a companion for Edward, but Edward wanted nothing to do with that. And she says, she was like, he never showed interest. And she was like, and to be honest, I thought he was annoying too. Like, I didn't want to be with him. And she was like, I still don't. And she's like, it's not because I want to be with him. I've just never been the second best.
Like, I've never been turned down.
I've never been not the most beautiful.
She's like, I've never been the Vera.
Yeah, I'm the Vera now. Like, what the fuck is that?
I've never been the normal looking one.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Like, she's like, I hate it. But she even says something in the book about how, like, when they met the was it the Denali tribe?
Oh, yeah.
And she says, like, it's all females. And, like, I thought, like, and he didn't show any interest in any of them either.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, what the fuck? Like, we were like, what's going on? Until you came. And later, Bella's, like, super insecure about that. And is like, did they show interest in you? Mm-hmm. Like, who's that? And then we find out that one of them did. Like, and I think she comes in Breaking Dawn. I think we see her.
Oh, shit.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember any of that.
I can't remember who it is, but interesting. But yeah, I love Rosalie's backstory, except for the fact that she's like, you know what? It was just because I was too hot. If I had been ugly, I would have been fine. It's like, whoa.
Everybody's flawed.
That's not it at all, babe.
Some flavors can only be crafted by nature. One sunny day, a honeybee discovered a mysterious apple blossom and carried its pollen to a Honeycrisp tree. Months later, something extraordinary was born. The sugar bee apple, with notes of honey, caramel, and molasses, balanced by bright sweetness and an extra crisp crunch. Sugar bee apples elevate everything from charcuterie boards and salads to baked treats and everyday snacking. Ready for some inspiration? Download our free recipe book and discover delicious ways to enjoy sugar bee apples at hellosugarbee.com. Sugar bee apples, from bee to you.
Hi, it's Sierra Miller. I can't wait for you to check out my new collection of shoes and accessories at Designer Shoe Warehouse. If you love shoes as much as I do, then trust me, I got you. From cute sneakerinas to the perfect flip-flops to stunning heels, these shoes are all style, no drama. It's a girl's girl summer, and DSW has just the shoes. Shop the Sierra Miller collection right now at your DSW store or dsw.com.
Courage. I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand. Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Speaking of like relationship dynamics, though, we should talk about Emily and Leah and Sam.
Fuck yeah, we should.
That is
got some of that
fucked up story.
Yeah.
So Sam is like the leader of the pack,
the alpha,
and he is married, or I think engaged.
Yeah,
to Emily. And she's the one, like last time we were talking about, like she has the scar on her face because she was too close to him when he phased once. And now I think this is the first time that we're introduced to Leah in the book and the movie.
Yeah.
And she has phased. And remember, her phasing killed her father.
Yeah. He had a heart attack.
So she gave him a heart attack because he didn't think that like a girl could phase.
Yeah.
Because previously it was all just the boys that did. So she originally dated Sam for 3 years in high school. And this is all according to the illustrated guide. Her junior year of high school, he just went missing because I think like weird shit was happening to him because he was going to be phasing soon, and then he did. He comes back after he's phased and is being like super duper secretive with Leah and won't tell her anything, won't say where he was, like nothing. And then he goes to a barbecue at her house with her family, and Emily her second cousin is there.
And like best friend.
And it literally says they were raised like sisters.
Yeah.
Like they spent all of their free time together, like bestie girls.
Mm-hmm.
He sees Emily at this party as he's holding Leah's hands and imprints on Emily, drops Leah's hand and walks over to Emily and is like, what the fuck is up, girl?
I would
light
the place on fire.
What the fuck? Now, this is all according to the illustrated guide.
Yeah.
It goes so deep into it. I actually do recommend it. This is the first time that I've looked at it. I bought it myself. So at first, Emily's like, fuck no, that's like super messed up to my bestie girl, cousin, sister, Leah.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, I would never do that to her. But then she just like can't really help herself, it seems.
Well, that night he leaves the party, and the next day he breaks up with Leah.
Yeah, like
out of nowhere.
inexplicably.
And then starts pursuing Emily. And Emily's like, what the fuck? And she tells Leah, and Leah's like, what the fuck? And in the illustrated guide, it's like she can't help herself but be attracted to Sam either. And I was like, but that's not how you set imprinting up to work.
It's not supposed to work that way.
Because it's supposed to be like the wolf is the one that's imprinted.
And like obsessed.
He's the one who can't stop. In fact, and I'll find it, because what the fuck, I have a note here that says imprinting is fucking gross.
Well, because while you're looking for that, in the illustrated guide, it also says that it is physically painful for Sam to be away from Emily now that he's imprinted on her.
Yeah.
Like, he can't be far away from her.
After that, like that whole thing when like she, they get together
Finally,
and all that.
they do.
And Emily's like, yeah, like I was trying to keep it, but I couldn't stop. So we had to be together, and I just decided to betray my friend. And it's like, okay. And then she's like, I tried to make it like not super uncomfortable for her. Then she asks her to be a bridesmaid in her wedding. Emily,
Get fucked.
go fuck yourself.
Get fucked.
That is not girl behavior. Are you fucking kidding me?
If I was Leah, I would say I'd rather shoot my kneecaps out, both
Yeah,
of them,
but
myself,
thanks.
than be in your wedding.
Thanks so much.
Go fuck yourself,
Hey,
cuz.
guess what? I hope it sucks. Okay? I
fuck
will
your
not be
wedding.
there. No, I'm not going to buy an ugly dress for your fucking wedding to my ex-boyfriend, you absolute trash asshole. Like, are you kidding me?
I would. Oh my God.
You fucking dick muncher. Like,
I would go Walter Frey and Red Wedding that shit. I'd kill them all.
I would show up in chainmail and I'd be like, let's go. Get the Reigns of Castamere playing, everybody. Like,
show up in chainmail. And then I'd ride away on a dire
y'all.
wolf. Fuck you.
Fuck y'all. I was so mad for her. When I read that in the illustrated guide, I was like, fuck you, Emily.
No.
So then in the book, speaking of imprinting, in the book, Jacob mentions that...
I'm sorry, I'm just picturing you in chainmail.
Yeah.
As Walter Frey.
Just striking up the band. Let's go. You got to play Reigns of Castamere.
You do.
So Quill, one of the wolf pack, has met the lovely lady with which he is going to imprint upon. He's imprinted on one of their cousins, Claire. And they're like, yeah, so they're just like kind of like Emily doesn't really want him around Claire. And then Bella's like, well, that's weird that Emily would be like weird about him being a wolf. Like, is she being like stupid? Like she's
being
engaged to a
speciesist?
wolf. Like, what the fuck? And he's like, well, no, it's because Claire is 2 years old. And I was like, and then he goes, don't be judgmental. Oh. Don't be judgmental.
Oh, okay.
Don't be judgmental.
Period.
I'm calling the authorities. Like, what do you mean, don't be judgmental?
That's
Hello,
insane.
911?
That's insane.
Hello? Are you... What? And then he gets real defensive about this. Like, this is... I'm like, I'm sorry. If part of your whole vibe and aura is that your people fucking imprint on babies...
Yup.
And that there's no man imprinting on a boy. There's no girl imprinting on a girl.
There's no same-sex
So it does
imprinting.
imply romantic. And also, they imply romantic things here. Even though they say there isn't, they always end up together.
Yeah.
And that's the goal.
Right.
So it's like, there is romantic shit
Right.
here. It's predatory.
Yup.
Fuck that. And so... He gets so defensive about it. I'm like, I'm sorry, you need to be a little more open to the fact that this is going to fucking horrify everybody you tell.
Absolutely.
You need to understand that. And so he says, she's like, yeah, that's really fucking creepy. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, bro.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not like that. You've got it all wrong. And then he says, I've seen what it's like. There's nothing romantic about it at all. Not for Quill. Not now. And I'm like, nope, that's still predatory, babe. Because he's just waiting until she's of age. That's still weird.
That's even weirder almost.
And it says, it's hard to describe. It's not like love at first sight, really. It's more like gravity moves. When you see her, suddenly it's not the earth holding you here anymore. She does. The 2-year-old? And you're telling me that's not weird?
What the fuck?
You're telling me that 2-year-old who just shit her pants is holding you to the earth right now?
No, and she is.
Like, that's what I'm like, what?
It literally, in the illustrated guide, it said, from the inside, there could be nothing more pure than Quill's feelings for Claire.
The fuck up, Stephanie.
That he would never do anything to hurt her in any way, mentally or physically. I'm like, mentally, she might be fucked up.
But it's hurting me mentally, okay?
But it was mandated by the bond between them. All the wolves could experience the nature of his feelings for her, so they knew exactly how deep it was, but also how platonic it was.
No.
But they knew it was something that outsiders would not be able to understand. Nope. So they kept the imprinting as secret as possible. I'm also like, that's even more fucked up.
That's also really nefarious.
But Quill could only be content with his situation. As long as Claire was happy and safe, he was satisfied with life.
No. And this is the thing. They're like, no, it's totally platonic. Really? Because what does this mean? When he's saying there isn't a toddler on the planet that will be more carefully looked after than that little girl will be. That's weird and predatory.
I don't like it.
And then when she's older and needs a friend, he'll be more understanding, trustworthy, and reliable than anyone else she knows. And then when she's grown up, they'll be as happy as Emily and Sam.
So
okay, so you just ended that
together
with them fucking. So
also, why couldn't they end up more like a brother and a sister?
Why can't they do that?
That's the case.
Because it's not platonic.
I'm like, do you know what platonic means?
It's because they're not platonic. Nothing about it is they always end up together. That's the goal. The goal is for them to end up together. And I hate that they present it like that's not the case. I'm like, why the fuck did you make that up? Why did you make that up?
The whole reason that I don't even know. Because I think she needed somebody other than Jacob to imprint on a child.
Horrifying.
Which is fucked.
Why did you need to imprint at all? Why does this need to be a thing?
Great question.
It's weird.
In the illustrated guide, it literally says, of lesser concern was the fact that so many members of the pack were imprinting. According to legend, imprinting was a rare event that the majority of werewolves would never experience.
Yeah. But suddenly everybody's imprinting on everyone?
They blame it on the Cullens.
Oh, please.
They say, the pack theorized that the increase in imprinting frequency was due to the continued presence of the large Cullen coven. Their genetic subconscious was compensating for the constant vampire threat, pushing all of them towards paths that would result in a strengthened werewolf presence. But
you know what that means? Procreation, which again points
yes.
to them creating babies
yes.
by fucking, which means they are not platonic.
Well, and also, of course, that theory was dependent upon the truth of their first theory that imprinting existed in order to pass on the werewolf gene, a theory that, in light of Jacob's imprinting experience, has been called into question.
This is what I'm talking about.
I'm like, you're just contradicting the shit out of yourself.
Literally just contradicting the shit out of yourself.
That I just read, contradiction.
Because you are saying the whole point of imprinting is to keep that vampire gene going by fucking.
First,
spreading seed.
Ew.
That's not platonic.
First, you're saying imprinting is super duper rare and doesn't happen. Then you're saying it's the Cullens' fault, and now it's to spread seed, unfortunately. Yeah. But at the same time, is somehow platonic. And also to continue on the legacy. But then it's not, because Jacob imprints on a vampire human.
Yeah.
Named Renesmee Carly.
That's the other Carly.
Can we talk
Which
about
is Charlie and
briefly?
Carlisle together.
So
one last thing before we go there.
Go, girl.
That made me crazy. Is Bella, and when she tells them about Claire, the 2-year-old,
yes. The 2-year-old that has no choice in this matter,
she says, doesn't Claire get a choice here?
Period.
And he says, of course, but why wouldn't she choose him? And I said, oh, okay, you can take several fucking seats right now. Why wouldn't she choose him? Because she's 2? I don't know.
Because
and he's
there's
the
a
fucking
million
adult.
other men on the planet, and she might like someone better.
Because he's an adult
woman.
that has known her since she was born.
He's
maybe?
like a weird uncle.
He's a weird fucking uncle that's waiting in the wings to date you. That's weird. Of course, she doesn't have to choose him.
That's bullshit.
And it's just like showing like they don't have a choice. Because their only choice here is to, one, give into it, because why wouldn't you?
Yep.
And if you choose not to, then now you have just destined this poor man to a life of loneliness because you are his one true person.
Not only loneliness, if you don't end up near him, if like in physical location, he will be in physical pain.
And that's the thing. So it's like, so it is totally on this woman.
Yeah.
This 2-year-old.
No pressure.
That if she doesn't go with this and doesn't fall in love with him, that he now is just you've destined him to loneliness for the rest of his life.
Yep.
To be alone and in pain.
Yep.
Babe.
What the fuck is up with that?
Come on,
what
motherfucker.
the fuck is up with that?
Come on.
So while we were reading all of that, we were like, oh, and then the renesmee of all, which we're going to get to in part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Or
in
part
Breaking
2.
Dawn.
In Breaking Dawn. But before we get there, so we were just saying that obviously renesmee is the combination of their mom's names.
Yeah.
And then
Carly.
Carly is her middle name, according to the guide, which is a combination of the dad's names. So I said, what would my child's name be in that case?
It's pretty iconic.
Are you guys ready?
I don't think you're ready.
Donnie Joto.
Donnie Joto goes so hard.
Donnie Joto.
Hello, I'm Donnie Joto.
Amazing. And
Donnie
yours
Joto
would be Carrie Dack.
Carrie Dack.
Carrie Dack and Donnie Joto. Why do they sound like two, like...
Carrie Dack and Donnie Joto.
I feel like they could go on a grand adventure together.
They would go on
I think
adventure.
they're like explorers.
They are. I think so. I like that a lot.
I'm never going to be over
Donnie Joto goes so hard.
It does.
I love it so much.
It really does.
You know what doesn't go hard though?
Tell me, girl.
Fucking Victoria's hair in this.
Okay, so let's talk about the switch up. So
yeah,
who was the original actress that played Rochelle Lefevre?
Oh yes, because she's not in this one.
She got recast.
It's Bryce Dallas Howard,
and it's interesting. So I was looking up like why she got recasted because she's literally like no shade to Bryce Dallas Howard, whatever.
No,
she's just not Victoria.
No, she's not.
She's just not.
She's not.
The original Bryce Dallas Howard. I was gonna say the original Victoria was perfect.
Yes.
So Rochelle ended up getting recasted because there was some like clause in her contract where she couldn't go do like another movie in the middle of filming.
Yeah.
Like for a super long time. But there was obviously I haven't looked at the contract, but she could do like short stints.
Yeah.
So she accepted a movie that was going to be, I think there was like a couple days overlap during the 3-month period where they were going to be filming Eclipse. And apparently they were very upset about it, even though she was within her rights to do it, and they recasted her. And she was shocked, I guess.
I think that was the dumbest move imaginable.
I do too, because here's the thing. It was said to have only been a few days over a 3-month filming course. Yeah. Victoria's not even in the movie that much.
No, she's not.
So
she's
you could have just
there.
filmed her scenes when she, either like before she left or when she got back.
And to not give her, she's built up this character for two movies, and she's Victoria. I think she's amazing at it. And to not give her that end, is so shitty.
Because that's the thing too. It's like, this is the end of her anyway.
Yeah.
So
like, let her finish out the character. Like I thought
understand.
It was dumb as hell. Because also, no shade to Bryce Dallas Howard. She did what she could do.
They don't look alike.
And it's also like the hair drove me fucking crazy. Because Victoria's hair in the first 2 movies, she's like feral.
It's like tousled, like.
And I live in the woods. I've been running through the woods, kind of like big, wavy, just
that's the thing. It's not
natural.
It's not like curls.
No, it's waves. And it's like, it's just like, it's like feral in like a gorgeous way.
It's feral in like a fairy creature
way.
Like
she is a fairy creature.
Goddess.
And it's like that, and it makes sense and it works. And then in this one, they have it like super red.
It's like
and spiral curled and crunchy. Like she
literally looks like
she took mousse and scrunched her hair. And it's shorter and it just doesn't work.
And it's a completely
not
different
her
color.
Hair. And I'm like, you just took me right out of that storyline with that.
And they also like, it's again, no shade to Bryce Dallas Howard, but she plays the role completely different than Rochelle did.
Mm-hmm.
It's like softer and like not as edgy.
And when she has a look of like, what?
And she sounds that way too. Like,
And I feel like Victoria's like this slinky cat-like,
yes.
Like, and I've never seen Victoria in the first two first two books or the first two movies be like, what? Like wide-eyed, like, I'm sorry, mister, what? Like, that's the idea that the third one gives. And it just doesn't work.
And you don't understand why somebody on set wasn't like, let's try that again in like a different way.
Like, I don't understand.
Kept Rochelle.
And even at the end, I was like, this isn't satisfying because I haven't seen her in 2 movies. So it makes me upset.
Yeah.
I really didn't like it.
I so wish that we had the end with the real Victoria.
It's true.
With the real Victoria, please stand up.
Truly. And another thing in this movie, just to like close all this out, is Renee continues being the worst mother.
Why is Renee not at graduation?
She didn't come to graduation.
And she gives Bella a gift so Bella goes to visit her mom because the Cullens actually bought her round trip flight because she's going to be changed soon. So this is probably going to be the last time she sees her mom.
Yeah.
Because also apparently her mom's not coming to her fucking high school graduation.
Or going to see her in college.
Like, what?
She was like, I'm not going to come visit you. I was like, what the fuck?
She's like, well, you're going to... Well... Renee's a bitch according to the illustrated guide too, because she hates the sun. She hates the rain.
Yeah.
So if she's not near the sun, she can't. She
just won't do
live.
it.
Yeah.
And it's like, get over it.
So she and Charlie apparently like met while she was on a road trip. They got married. They had this like whirlwind romance, and he was taking care of his parents. His mom had Alzheimer's, and his dad had some kind of mobility issues.
Yeah.
So they lived like down the street and were taking care of them. And then she just decided that she couldn't handle life in Forks anymore. And she was experiencing postpartum depression too, apparently. Mm-hmm. And also remember, this is a fictional character.
Yeah.
So she up and left Charlie and wanted him to move with her. And it literally says she knew it wasn't kind to ask him to abandon his parents. And
like,
move
what do you
with
want him
her.
to do?
So he was like, no, I can't do that. He's also their only child.
Yeah.
So she was like, okay, well, like, I'm going to go move back to California.
I'm going to take our baby and leave.
And she did.
Yeah.
And then also she just like wasn't really a mom when Bella was growing up. The illustrated guide says that Bella was doing their bookkeeping by age 10.
Yeah. And her mom like never like didn't know how to cook, like wouldn't make the meals, like
literally didn't know.
Like she had to do everything herself. Like when you read the book and you read some of the things, like she was the parentified child.
Oh, absolutely. Because also it even says in the illustrated guide that she didn't object to Bella leaving because she knew that she would be okay in Forks.
Yeah.
And like because she had found this new
that's
man's.
fine. Yeah, Phil. She's got her baseball player, Phil.
It's like, and he's adventurous like she is. I was
like, wow.
You're a shit mom and you probably shouldn't have had kids.
It's true. And you know what? The last thing I have to say is I saw this pointed out by someone and I was like, I can't get over how much of a fumble this is. That they didn't use the line from the book, which is when Jacob and Bella are talking about like how he's like, you love me, but you love him, like blah, blah, blah. So they're talking about how like, you know, he can deal with, like she's saying like, you know, I have all this stuff going on. And he's like, and basically refers to them as like the clouds in my life. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I can deal with he says the clouds I can handle, but I can't fight with an eclipse. And Edward is the eclipse.
Right.
And that's why the book is named Eclipse.
Right.
And I was like, why didn't you leave that in the movie?
Yeah.
It's a good line, too.
It is.
So I'm like, that was a weird thing to skip.
That's
I
very
feel.
weird. That's also like literally the perfect way to end this.
Yeah.
Look at you. Closing it. I didn't even know you were going to say that shit.
The clouds I can handle, but I can't fight with an eclipse.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a great fucking line.
It is a great line. Like,
I
kudos.
love going over these movies more than I love Oxygen.
Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2 is going to be so unhinged that I can't even... Like, this was subdued.
Yeah.
Compared to what...
Because I think this just wasn't, like, our favorite one.
Yeah, it's not my favorite one, so it really doesn't hit as hard, but...
Breaking Dawn goes... I also was just saying to Alaina, I can't remember the last time that I saw Breaking Dawn.
No, I can't either.
Last Halloween, I watched Twilight, New Moon, and I watched half of Eclipse. I never finished it. So we finished it for this. But Breaking Dawn 1 and 2... the last time I saw those might have been the first time I watched them.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever rewatched them.
I don't know if I have.
I'm so excited.
So this is going to be a real experience.
And we're going to do 2 separate episodes.
Yeah,
right?
We'll do 2 separate ones. We'll keep it going.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, brothers. Well, we'll
Yeah.
see you then, and we hope you enjoyed this.
We hope you did.
And we hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
Keep
it
weird, but not so weird that, like, you,
act like anyone in this book.
period.
Literally.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. One thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. For decades, Angie's helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. Angie, the one you trust to find the ones you trust. Find a pro for your project at Angie.com.
Courage. I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand. Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.